Can't it be required, bago kayo mag-release ng pera ulit, sa LGU, dapat may closure report sila kung ano nangyari sa bata. Pero wala siyang before and after. Kailangan maliwanag yung before and after eh. Because given the state of malnutrition in the country, it's not working, is what I'm saying. I'm not blaming you. I'm just saying that we need to get our act together between DSWD, DOH, and DepEd. Our nutrition programs are simply not.
Madam Chair?
Clearly, malnutrition's not moving. If anything, it's been exacerbated. Subcommittee I, under the Committee of Finance of the Senate. So welcome to the Senate, and we call on our Secretary, Beth Agas, to please recognize all our resource persons, led, of course, by the Honorable Secretary Rex Gatchalian. Thank you very much for bearing with us. Thank you.
Good morning, Senator. For today's continuation of the public hearing for a public briefing, budget briefing of the Department of Social Welfare and Development, we have Secretary Rex Gatchalian. With him is Yusek Adonis P. Sulit of the Policy and Plans Group, Yusek Edward Justin Orden of the General Administration and Support Services Group, Yusek Monina Josefa Romualdez, Yusek Vilma B. Cabrera of the National Household Targeting System.
Sorry, okay. Yeah, if you could just put your hand up because to make sure that I recognize everyone properly. Thank you. Yes, please proceed, Beth.
Yusek Allen Tanhusay from the Inclusive Sustainable Peace and Special Concerns. Yusek Eduardo Punay, Innovations Group. Yusek Fatima Aliyah Dimaporo from the Legislative Liaison and Coordination Group, and Asek Marites Maristela from the Pantawid Pamilyang Pilipino Program. For the attached agency, we have Executive Director Janela Ejercito Estrada from the National Authority for Child Care. From the National Anti-Poverty Commission, we have lead convener, Secretary and lead convener Lope B. Santos III. From the National Commission on Indigenous People, we have Chairperson Jennifer Pia Sibug Las. And from the Presidential Commission for the Urban Poor, we have Chairperson Maynardo Sabili. For the arriving pa lang po ang COA representative, which is, yes ma'am, ASEC, DBM is represented by ASEC Leonido Polido III from the Organizations and Systems Improvement, and Director Sofia Yanto Abad. That's all, Senator.
Yes, thank you very much and welcome to the Senate. The previous hearing, there were quite a few submissions required by the different senators. Have they been already submitted to the respective senators? Yes, Secretary, napadala na ba kay Senator Tolentino itong mga bahay pag-asa at juvenile justice, etc.?
Po, Senator.
Meron akong hindi naintindihan. Ito yung tungkol sa targets and financial allocation for Sulu Province. I'm baffled by this setup.
Ma'am,
Yeah, I can't understand the submission. Not entirely clear. One. Saan na ba to? Hindi ko maintindihan yung sa Sulu. Ano yung target and financial assistance? I think itinanong. Kasi dati BARM siya, di ba? Pero hanggang yun, nakatenga rin sa korte eh. It appears that there were two lawsuits that were filed urging that Sulu be restored to BARM. So I'm wondering.
Madam Chair, just for the record,
But nothing was submitted? Was something
ma'am, it's a
submitted?
one-page submission that shows
Can't seem to
the
find it eh. Oo.
that shows the targets
ito,
and allocation for Sulu
Tama,
alone.
physical targets for Sulu alone.
Yes.
Okay.
So in effect, what we're trying to say, Madam Chair, is nothing will change because allocated naman ho yung pera.
So you say nothing changes for Sulu.
Kasi I believe ang worry ni Senator Tolentino, paano na ang Sulu? So we said, given that the whole money is given to BARM, meron naman disaggregated per province. So we will just carve out the Sulu so that we can allocate that for Sulu.
All right. The tenure also of Senator Tulfo, have you submitted it to Senator Tulfo so that he's aware? Yes? Binigay mo na to? Yung request for additional positions?
Yes, Madam, what we
Magkapal na
did
to eh.
was we went ahead, I volunteered to engage DBM. So we did engage DBM and then we sent a copy to the Senate as well of our request to DBM. We had numerous
Kasi kayo
meetings.
yata sa gobyerno, pinakamalaki ang,
Hindi ho,
ang
contract of service.
contractual at JO.
Yes, ma'am.
So, kayo yung super endo violator.
Ma'am, so
O, paano ba to? Ano ba sabi ng DBM? Can't we begin, assuming that we have a 3-year program, at least umpisahan naman natin marginally? I understand that meron na naidagdag, pero wala bang hirit pa? Baka pwedeng sumagot ang si Asik Pulido, Director Abad, and so on.
Yes, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, there's a continuing effort with DSWD in order to start the regularization, Madam Chair, of at least 4,000 to 5,000 po of the existing
Nakailan na ba?
contractual
May
positions.
45,000?
Ma'am, 4 to 5. 4 to 5.
Na-excite naman ako sa
Hindi
45.
po, hindi po. Well, Madam Chair, so far, from the last 5 tranches po.
Nakailan
six-
na from last year?
1,000, Madam Chair.
Ay, hindi po.
Teka.
Madam Chair, bali 16,000 na po yung naging from contract of service employees na i-convert na po to contractual
Right,
position.
that doesn't seem to be clear. Can we get DBM to submit exactly the numbers? Kasi they don't tally with the numbers of DSWD. Hindi maliwanag sa
Madam,
DSWD.
what I'm stating is yung sa amin, during my time, 6,135.
Alin yung 16,000 na sinasabi ni Asik Pulido?
Yun po yung total, Madam Chair. That
Mula, no? Baka naman mula pa nung 19 kopong-kopo.
Madam Chair, bali yung
Yung
total.
mula nung last budget hearing lang. Mula nung,
That was correct.
nung last
The
year
Secretary is
lang.
correct, Madam Chair. That's about 6,000.
6,100.
135. 6,135. Madam Chair, for the record,
They have been converted from contractual or JO?
From COS, Madam Chair, to contractual positions. Contract of service, Madam Chair, to contractual positions.
JO to contractual.
Yes, yes, ma'am.
O so hindi pa rin permanent.
Not yet, Madam Chair. So we are,
Kailan magiging permanent to?
hopefully by this year, Madam Chair, we're looking at 4,000 to 5,000.
Yes.
We're coordinating with the DSWD through the Office of the Secretary.
Teka, this year doesn't have much left. You're talking about 2 months. Mahahabol mo yung 4,000 to 5,000 na yan? Na maging permanent?
Yes, Madam Chair. We're quite confident na kaya naman po habulin.
This year?
Best efforts. Yes, Madam Chair.
You have less than a quarter. Sure ka?
Best efforts po, Madam Chair. We're still awaiting po for the final
Maraming
proposal.
testigo, maraming nakikinig. Magiging permanent yung 4,000 to 5,000 sa loob ng taon ng 2024. Maningil kayo.
Madam Chair, I'll contextualize it and DBM can answer back. Ma'am, lahat to sa 4-piece. Ito yung 4-piece na pinag-uusapan natin kasi 'di ba wala hong regular employees, walang contractual employees doon. So ngayon, lahat 'yon sa 4-piece.
Right.
Now, meron pa kaming further submission based on what Senator Tulfo was saying, yung mga other social workers in the entire department
right.
that are non-4-piece. We submitted to them a list of
Yes, understood. But it
Yeah.
doesn't matter as long as we're starting somewhere.
Yes.
Kasi wala na kayong ginawa kundi mag-violate ng endolo. Hindi naman pwede yun.
Madam Chair, kung yun ho ang report ng DBM, we'll be more than happy to,
Yes,
we'll be very
if you
happy.
could share with us the numbers as per your listing versus the SWD. Hindi masyadong maliwanag sa sinabmit ninyo, Secretary Rex. Kung pwede, numero lang. Ang haba ng pinadali, parang essay writing contest.
Madam Chair, we'll submit now.
Numero lang po.
We'll submit now the new request namin sa DBM, a copy. We'll submit to you a
Yeah.
copy of it.
Yung maliwanag lang, kasi nahirapan kami. Ang dami-dami nito. Okay, I think going further, yung issue ng vehicles, you sent us the list of the vehicles that you have, but clearly there's no indication of what type of vehicles they are and where they are assigned. So alam naman natin na kulang talaga. Ano bang paraan? So I think, Secretary, in addition to just giving me the list of vehicles, which is not very relevant, in fact, siguro, ang mabigay ninyo sana sa amin, are there any other safeguards that DSWD can undertake for your employees? At nakikita naman natin na nagtatakbuhan sila, naghahabol mula bangko, tapos may dadadalang cash, naka-backpack, sumasakay lang sa kung saan-saan mga taxi at saka nag-aangkas pa, kaya nakaka-nervyos. Yes, Secretary.
Madam Chair, as mentioned in the last hearing, we know na tight fiscal space so we can't keep on buying cars. At saka may driver yan, may MOE yan. We've already worked with Land Bank on farming out yung cashiering function to
Yes,
them.
but remember, that's always an issue kasi may awas yung payer.
Ma'am, meron naman kaming administrative costs where we can
Kaya
charge
nga,
that.
can't you source that from there?
We can, ma'am.
The
That-
other problem, of course, is that very often these marginal communities are found far, far away from any land bank.
No, ma'am, apparently, what Land Bank is doing with its partners like USSC
Yeah,
is they will
USSC.
now go to the payout center. So amin na lang yung validation and social intake, sila na yung kahero. I just went there
I
last
think
week.
you can also make arrangements with the local jeep and other your
We
local
do.
taxi facility.
Madam, we do. They are allowed to rent naman vehicles
no, but they're
naman.
renting on a one-to-one basis. Sana medyo pangkalahatan para mas safe naman yung ating mga empleyado. Nakaka-nervous, ang daming dalang cash eh.
That's well noted, ma'am. We'll look into a
Yeah, so
contract.
in
with them.
addition sana, kahit may land bank, at least meron na kayong suki, kumbaga, na merong arrangements with these transport companies. Kawawa naman eh. Lahat kami kinakabahan sa mga
Madam Chair,
batang namimigay eh.
we wanted to do that, but again, DBM circular ba yun? I'll work with DBM kasi may DBM circular rin on long-term rental arrangements. They only allow us 15 days. Then after 15 days, we'll have to request for
I think-
authority from them again.
Yes, can't you, no. Yes, yes, sorry, another matter. Yes,
Madam, ang nangyayari kasi we wanna engage
no,
in
what
a
I'm
long...
trying to say is that can't you have a contract with the transport supplier?
Madam, the DBM circular
Para
prevents
at least
us...
may kasiguraduhan.
Ma'am, ang problema ko in DBM circular prevents us from engaging long-term. Only 15 days, then we have to seek approval from DBM for a long-term contract, no? Long-term.
Yes, given that it's an internal arrangement, can't you have a word with Secretary Amina?
I will,
that
ma'am.
this is really-
I'll take notice
this
and I'll
is
work with
really,
her.
Becoming unnerving for millions and millions being carried on the backs of these poor JO some more.
Yes, ma'am.
JO na nakasakay pa ka sa kung saan, cash pa ang bit-bit, wala namang bantay, nakaka-nervyos eh.
Ma'am, we will do that.
Yes, so perhaps, yeah, you just gave me a list of vehicles, which is not helpful. Siguro you can tell me what you're doing also to make certain that the employees are safer, the JOs are online to becoming contractual and thereafter becoming permanent. Okay, yes, there was a question about Lawa and Binhi. I think you submitted, this was item number 7. Something to do with the immigration, di ba? Ay, irrigation. Diyos ko, hindi na immigration.
Madam Chair, it's simply putting direction to our Cash for Work program for our poor communities. Given na nandyan na talaga yan sa amin, yung parang disaster mitigation fund namin, prevention.
Is this derived from the QRF?
No, ma'am. It's a separate line item called DRPCC-CAM. So, Disaster Resilience Program, Climate Change Adaptation and Mitigation. Nandun na ho yan talaga sa libro namin. It's a cash for work program na nilagyan lang ho namin ng direction rather than them doing other menial things.
Yeah. And you're doing it in tandem with NIA, I understand, not BSWM.
Ma'am, apparently it's with BSWM
There we go.
and NIA. Dalawa sila
Kaya
sabay.
nga nalilito ako kasi last time, ang sinabi ninyo, sa NIA, alam ko, papel ng BSWM yan eh.
I stand corrected. Silang dalawa ang kausap ho namin sabay.
Actually, magulo sila kasi yung NIA, palipat-lipat rin, DA, ngayon back to OP na naman for the second time. So, magulo siya. Okay. That's fine. I think we're done with that and then we can go to the other questions. Yes, I think you had some submissions on the SLP and these motor vehicles that are really not of interest. I think what's more of interest is to determine how to safeguard and secure all those bringing cash all over the place. Ano po ito? Yeah. I don't understand. Ano to? Yes. I think I had a question also about the creation of a disaster resilience department.
Ma'am, yun ho, you spoke about that in our last hearing.
Oo.
I was saying kasi ho, yung disaster arm ng DSWD, wala ho siyang bureau. Lahat sila contract of service. Kasi nga, the reason being, there was a drive then to create a disaster department at ililipat sila doon.
Correct.
Kaya puro contract of service rin yung buong department cluster namin on disaster response. That was the
they're also
context.
contractual?
Contract of service, ma'am.
Sorry. So JO pending creation of new department.
Yes, ma'am. But our plead now with DBM is to baka habang inaantay yun, baka pwede kami humingi ng mga regular positions also kasi parang hindi pa ho namin makita yung disaster department.
Right. There are child nutrition advocates in the Senate, and I'd like to ask some additional questions. To do with a supplemental feeding program, providing hot meals 5 to 7 days a week for 120 days. What's the distinction between the 5 times and those 7 times? 5 to 7 ang sabi.
5 days in a week kasi facilities-based siya.
Sorry?
We only do feeding 5 days a week because facility-based yan sa loob ng daycare.
Kaya nagtataka ako kasi may banggit dito 5 to 7 days. Nasa submission ninyo. Binabasa ko lang.
Ma'am, just for the record, it's 5 days.
Yeah, let's consider it a mistake.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Ang nabigay sa akin 5 to 7.
5 days, ma'am.
Okay. The submitted report makes no mention on the final result of the feeding. What's the effect of the program? Height, weight, nutrition status? Is it successful? Ang hirap-hirap ng supplemental feeding, having been a governor for a long time, it doesn't work a great deal of the time. After 120 days, underweight pa rin yung bata.
Madam,
So, may resulta ba kayo nito? Kasi ang alam ko hindi talaga nag-work. Ako, hirap na hirap ako kasi nag-feeding rin ako sa Nutriban. Hindi talaga nagsasucceed ka agad. 120 days may not be sufficient.
Madam, you're correct. It's not sufficient. That's why we've been asking to move it in 180, di ba?
120 na kayo ngayon. Hindi, ang problema kasi, wala kayong results-based management.
Ma'am,
Anong resulta? Di nagpakain tayo.
Madam,
ano
the
nangyari?
LGUs are the ones submitting in the information system yung wasted and severely wasted status ng mga bata. Kasi we don't have boots on the ground. So,
Pero considering na kayo ang may hawak ng budget na yon, kayo pa rin ang may pananagutan niya.
yeah. Ma'am, whenever it's consolidated, the results will show that there's improvement in wasting. From severely wasted and wasted,
Yes,
nababawasan
but
ho
we
yun.
need to know more precisely so that we target it properly. Siyempre, yung severely wasted, iba yung sitwasyon sa mildly malnourished. So we have to, I think, we have to target more carefully. Kasi yung severely wasted, ibang story talaga yon, hindi sasapat yung 120
Yeah.
days.
Madam Chair, in the feeding,
Ang problema niyan, sinasantabi ninyo at saka sinasabi nyo LGU na ang sasagot. Hindi pwedeng LGU ang sasagot kasi yung pera nasa inyo eh.
Ma'am, Madam Chair, the feeding has multiple modalities. One of the main modalities, we download the funds to the LGU for them to procure from local co-ops kasi hindi namin kaya mag-regional procurement all the time dahil wastage, spoilage. So in effect, they're the ones keeping tab of the children's weight status. And they input it in the feeding information system.
Pero can't we require, bago kayo can't it be required, bago kayo mag-release ng pera ulit sa LGU, dapat may closure report sila kung ano nangyari sa bata.
Sir, there is a post-feeding assessment that they submit to us.
But we have no results. In
Madam
the
Chair-
report you provided, walang naibigay. Did it work? Didn't it work? Were
Madam
we
Chair,
successful?
yes.
Were we palpak?
Madam Chair, what we can do is furnish the committee a copy of the results. Basically, what we look for are anthropometric measurements. Yung head circumference niya,
Yes, understood.
height,
Kaya
weight,
lang-
BMI.
Pero wala siyang before and after. Kailangan maliwanag yung before and after eh. At
Ma'am-
saka dapat siguro, iba-ibang klase, yung severely wasted nga, kesa sa mas mild or just occurred during the bagyo.
Madam Chair, there is a baseline data that is
Yun na nga,
collected.
but
And
I
then an
haven't
end-line
seen
data.
anything.
Madam Chair, what we will do is we'll submit to you.
All you're providing us is what was released.
Madam Chair will submit to the committee the results of the feeding program in the past 3 years.
Because given the state of malnutrition in the country, it's not working, is what I'm saying. I'm not blaming you. I'm just saying that we need to get our act together between DSWD, DOH, and DepEd. Our nutrition programs are simply not working.
Madam Chair, as we speak, there's a NEDA commission group with those
Ayun na nga.
three departments that you mentioned to synchronize it. We've given recommendations, for instance, sa amin 120 days, pero sa DepEd 180 days. The unit
Tsaka
cost...
DepEd, it's too late. Matanda na sila, 7
Yes.
years old na. Yung 1,000-day period is lost.
Yes, Madam Chair.
And then with DOH naman, puro micro-supplements na nag-e-expire, puro vitaminang ine-expire.
Madam Chair, yes.
Ayaw nila magbigay ng pagkain, hindi ko maintindihan.
Madam Chair, we can submit to you the nutrition continuity plan that we plotted. In that nutrition continuity plan, it will show our action and interventions in the first 1,000 days to include the new first 1,000-day grant ng 4Ps, and then the facility-based intervention, 3 to 5 in the daycare centers, and then DepEd's feeding program.
Yes,
We can
I think
submit
I
to
need
you.
a more results-based report.
We will,
because,
Madam Chair.
Clearly, malnutrition's not moving. If anything, it's been exacerbated.
We will, Madam. We'll submit to you, Madam Chair, the post-feeding reports that we have for the prior 3 years.
I'm confused also by the DSWD budget efficiency with regard to purchasing rice from NFA. Kasi you buy at cost, have to resort to higher rates such as 45 pesos per kilo. And dealing with alternative suppliers upon NFA's waiver. May
Madam
ganun
Chair,
eh.
that's for the disaster.
Yes, correct. So you end up buying at 45. Paano ba ang sistema dyan?
Madam Chair, in the QRF, whenever we need to buy rice for our calamity boxes,
Yes.
we will have to buy it from NFA because of a standing executive order.
Right.
So now, recently,
Kapag
wala, then we resort to regular procurement.
So that becomes 45 pesos
Ma'am,
upwards.
nag-iiba-iba eh. Depende,
Iba-iba.
depende sa bantay presyo grid na binibigay kinukuha namin from the Department of Agriculture.
Na kailanman hindi nasusunod.
Ma'am, but we make sure that we buy only within the bandwidth given by the bantay presyo of
So
the
what is
Department
the
of
present
Agriculture.
bandwidth, just as a matter of curiosity?
Ma'am, 45 pesos to
Yeah, alam
55
ko,
pesos.
hanggang 55
Yes,
na
ma'am.
kayo. Okay.
That's within the bantay presyo that they update every day in their webpage.
Yes, so NFA sells aging stock at 25 per kilo.
Unfortunately, ma'am, we don't get 29.
Parang hindi nangyayari yun.
Ma'am, hindi kami nakakakuha. Recently, they've been issuing waiver of no availability.
Yeah.
Ngayon lang, last
Sa
week.
amin din.
Pero last week, nakakuha kami for NCR, source from Region 2. So we're not going to buy commercially, we're going to get from NFA. Pero hindi siya 29 pesos, 38 pesos, ma'am, based on the new
Kaya nga hindi ko
contract.
naintindihan kasi ang nakalista sa NFA, 25 pesos. Tapos, with 29 pesos, may 29, may 25 sila na sinasabi pag aging stock more than 3 months. Tapos may 29 pesos na sinasabi na binebenta daw sa inyo.
Madam Chair, we'll submit to
Sa
the
DA
committee.
Kadiwa. Pero yung rine-report ninyo, naiba naman.
We'll submit to the committee, ma'am, our memorandum of agreement with NFA that states our buying price. It's at
Right.
38 pesos.
So, at NFA now, you're actually, the real is at 38 pesos.
38 pesos, ma'am.
So, kayo na yan. Is that aging stock or
No,
fresh?
ma'am, that's fresh. That's fresh.
Aging stock? Any idea magkano?
Ma'am, we don't buy aging stock
Ang
because...
daming reklamo dyan eh.
Yes, ma'am. And remember, ma'am, ikakamada ulit namin siya sa box as stockpile. So kung walang calamity, lalong tatagal sa amin, baka the quality of rice might not be usable na pag calamity. So we don't buy aging stock, ma'am.
So no more aging stock. And so you have fresh stock and the going rate, more or less,
38
national
pesos.
average is at 38 pesos, not the 25 that NFA
None, ma'am.
keeps saying.
38 pesos. We have a
Okay.
memorandum of agreement that we'll submit right now.
But in fact, during disasters, napipilitan kayo bumili at 55 pesos.
45 to 55.
Oo. Eh, mura na ngayon kasi 60 plus kapag meron. Di ba? Okay. So, if I could just have that cleared up because iba naman yung sinasabi
Madam Chair, we'll
ng
submit our
NFA.
memorandum of agreement with them.
Yeah. No, well, more importantly, your buying price in the last couple
We
of
will,
months.
Madam Chair. What we'll do is we'll summarize what we've bought
Yeah.
and then submit to the committee accordingly.
Kailan sila last nag-issue ng no availability?
Last week, ma'am, dalawa ko kasi. We have a packing center in Visayas. Sabi nila doon walang stock. But the one in Metro Manila, they said they have a stock. So last week, we got two types of waivers from them. One is certification na merong stock in Luzon and
Right.
then non-availability in Visayas.
Okay. Isabela, may stock talaga.
Yes, ma'am. That's where we're
Marami.
getting now for NCR operations.
Okay, fine. I just wanted to clear up, there were some questions about the four-piece program. Your submissions have some discrepancies. The data you provided for 2024, I think the USEC in charge of the four-piece, you're currently at 4.277 million households. From the start of the program, you indicated that you had 1.451 million households had exited. Yung 1.451, sabi nyo, exited na yon, ano? So, total of 5.728 households. In the same data, sinabi nyo na 6.472 have been served. So, may discrepancy tayo. It's just arithmetic.
Madam Chair,
Bakit
I'll
may
go through it.
discrepancy ng 743,000?
Madam Chair, if I may, and the
Yeah.
USEC can collaborate. Madam Chair, the target is always 4.4 million. But within months, merong nag-graduate, merong umaalis, may pinapasok ulit. So the current number of beneficiaries, tama ho kayo, is at 4.2.
Yeah,
That's the
what you
current.
submitted eh.
That's the current in our database.
Oh.
Now, yung sinasabi ho nyo nag-exit, sila yung nag-exit from inception of the program till current.
Are
till
you saying from 2007 yan? Ang nipis naman yan.
Ma'am, 2007.
Kaya nga, ang nipis nga. Ang konti naman.
Ma'am, kasi di ba kailangan matapos yung mga anak nila from school and then they have a 7-year gestation period also. So, yeah. So, ang exit natin.
But that's 17 years. Siguro naman, under 18 years old lang ang covered.
Madam
dyan.
Chair, it's only been recent na nag-exit ang DSWD from the program. I'm sure you well know na noon there was a
No,
COA.
may exit din. May exit
Pero konti
din.
ho, that's why COA even cited, before I came in, there was a COA cited finding that said nga na hindi kami nag-exit ng
Hindi
enough.
nga.
So that's
Hindi mo
why,
nag-exit.
yan
Imagine
numero na yan,
17 years.
yan
Eh,
numero na yan is small kasi hindi ho talaga nag-exit noon. But right now, we are more aggressive in it using the SWIDI. And in 2023, for instance, Madam Chair,
In
alone,
any case, what's the reason for the discrepancy of 743,000?
Ano 743?
There's a discrepancy eh. Kasi you said that 6,472 have been served. So, bitin yun. Kasi may 5.728. There, it's not tallying. Unless they become eligible again. I'm just assuming that after COVID, they went right back to being eligible. Is that possible? Di ba tumanda na yung mga anak, hindi na pwede yun?
Madam Chair, let me explain in a less complicated manner. Medyo mahirap sabayan, pero please bear with me. Madam Chair, nung 2019, nagkaroon tayo ng listahanan. Inabutan ho siya ng COVID. So nung pumasok ho si Sec Tulfo and ako, meron ho mga portion na ini-exit massively. Almost 1.4 million yung in-exit. Na pagtingin namin, mahirap pa rin.
I understand. I was there. I was
So
already
binalik
the chair
natin
for that.
sila. We did return people who were inadvertently exited from the program. That's around Roughly, ma'am, 700,000 yung binalik natin.
So are you saying that the discrepancy for the 743,000 is because they were restored, they were requalified?
Yes, ma'am. We revisited them using the case management tool to determine kung mahirap pa talaga sila or hindi. Then binalik namin yung mga karapat
Talagang
dapat na
mahirap
ibalik.
pa naman kahit in-exit ninyo eh.
Madam Chair, pero ito kasi dapat they should not have been
Kasi
exited.
di ba wala naman long-term effect siya sa employment at saka income of household.
Actually, ma'am,
Ang epekto lang niya sa vaccination at saka sa edukasyon.
Ma'am, dun sa case management tool that we use, di ba they graduate out also when we see that there's some type of economic sustainability of sorts. Pero ma'am, yes, we did return them back to answer the...
discrepancy, can you just give me a coherent explanation? Because it's not tallying, it's just arithmetic. Bakit ganun? Isa pa, why does the program count college graduation as your achievement? Di
Madam-
naman kayo nagbibigay ng tulong sa kolehiyo.
Madam Chair, pero di ba kasi education, keeping
Pero
kids in
hanggang high
school.
Tapos
Yes,
ang
ma'am.
baba pa ng score ng high school natin.
Keeping them in school, so we'd like to think na nakaabot sila ng kolehiyo because nag-primary and secondary education
Di
sila.
ba dapat CHED yun? Wag na ninyo i-claim yun. Di naman kayo tumutulong dun eh.
18. Ma'am,
Delete
hanggang
na lang
senior
yan kasi
high.
hindi naman totoo eh.
Yeah. Yes, Madam Chair. But kasi we were trying to show breaking of the intergenerational poverty as a means of success ng program.
I think that should be noted as a mere observation and not claimed as an accomplishment of the program. Hindi naman totoo. Also, out of 1.451 that exited, only a total of 567,000 or 39% exited due to better living conditions, meaning they graduated or voluntarily waived. So are we satisfied that the flagship anti-poverty program has a mere 39.1 success rate? Kasi effectively, that is the success rate that you're claiming. So you're actually saying 61% palpak, 39% okay.
Madam Chair, of the ones that graduated, are you saying that?
Oo, kasi di ba, there's an admission in your presentation that out of the ones who exited, only 567,000 are actually out of poverty. So the rest are not. So ibig sabihin, 39.1% lang ang okay na, nakaahon na. Yung iba, nakalugmok pa rin sa kahirapan.
Madam Chair, sadly because the law has certain things, diba? Pag wala ka ng eligible children, kahit na mahirap ka pa, aalisin ka.
Understood.
So sadly, these are provisions of the law that we want to look into
No,
again.
that's precisely why you're here, because we are the legislature and we can fix the law. Precisely.
Yes, Madam Chair.
Kasi palpak to.
Madam
Kung
Chair.
magre-report ako na isang programa na 17 taon na sinusugod, abay, napakababa naman ito, 39.1%. Di ba dapat tigilan na yan?
Madam Chair,
Or
two things.
baguhin,
Two
or
things, Madam
something.
Chair. One, you're correct that there are limitations to the law. In fact, we are pushing for amendments to include looking at that.
I've never seen any
Ma'am, we're
amendments
about to
from
submit
you.
now.
Oo.
Two, Madam Chair, if you can recall, we mentioned about commissioning a study on the 4Ps and all the anti-poverty
But
programs.
I think we don't need the study. These numbers are glaring us in the face.
Yes, Madam Chair, the 883 na umalis na may not have better life, ano sila, wala nang anak ho na nag-childhood
Understood.
age.
They're no longer qualified.
Yes, so those are
Wala
the
nang minor kids.
those
So-
are the limitations that we want to look into. Baka maamendahan ho yung
So
batas.
the other thing is, we've talked about exit programs. Of those who exited, eto nga kasi hindi nga nagtatali, how many became recipients of SLP and were forwarded or endorsed to DepEd for alternative learning
Madam Chair,
or to
yeah.
DOLE for some kind
Madam
of
Chair, will-
TESDA training?
will
Wala
some-
bang follow-up to?
Ma'am, meron. We will submit to...
Kasi, ang problema, kung 39.1%, kung kumpanya, kayo negosyante, di ba? Kapag kumpanya 39% after 17 years, di ba pinapatay na yung programang yun? Obvious ba na hindi pwede yun? So, are there other metrics that can show some level of success? Because right now, I'm not deriving any.
Madam Chair, for instance, in the... Ma'am, the impact, there's only one impact assessment that we use, the one that PEDS normally gives us. In the last impact assessment, they were looking at two variables. Education, which they said nga, there's still a lot to be desired kasi yung mga bata pinagtatrabaho pagdating sa senior high school pa rin kesa staying in senior high school. Pero in the health side of it, they were saying that, like you said, there's so much improvement already in terms of the health side ng mga poor families ho natin. Not perfect, but they said that there are signs that they're already developing the health-seeking behaviors that we want. But kulang pa, that's what they said in the last PEDS assessment in 2019.
Aware of that, but can you provide some other measure of success for the 4Ps program? Kasi sa ngayon wala eh. Palpak
Madam Chair,
eh.
that's why we
In the
commissioned...
absolute measure of providing a new pathway out of poverty through 4Ps.
Madam Chair, that's why
there
we commissioned...
simply isn't any success
Madam-
to claim.
Madam Chair, as mentioned in the past two meeting, that's why we commissioned those two studies. Kasi nobody has ever
No,
looked
but in
at...
the meantime, even without the studies, ilan dito na nag-exit ang nag-avail ng iba pang
Yes,
programa
ma'am,
katulad ng
we have that.
SLP, Kalahi Sheets, kung ano man.
Madam Chair, we will send you the committee a submission yung mga na-endorse at
Baka
nag-aral
na-endorse naman
sa
yun
kolehiyo.
Sa ALS, sa
Yes.
DepEd, sa SUC, kung saan
We have that,
TESDA.
Madam Chair.
Anyway, kasi wala akong mahanap na success measure dito eh. The other thing is that you are claiming the Social Welfare and Development Indicator as the tool used for the graduation process from the 4Ps. Do you assess all the 4.4 target
Yes, Madam
households?
Chair. The links natin...
Where did you derive the number 4.4?
Madam, that's the database, but that's the universal that we should keep, 4.4.
I don't understand. What do you mean it's the universal?
In the,
There's certainly more poor people than those.
Definitely, Madam Chair,
And
there's
the
more.
number of the poor who, in fact, have children under the age of majority will certainly be more as the years pass. How come we are stuck to 4.4
Madam Chair,
forever?
because one, nandun yun sa Philippine Development Plan na
Pero
target.
I understand.
And
but,
two,
pero
nasa GAA.
But it's how can you say 4.4 forever when in fact population is growing?
Madam Chair, we really want more.
No,
but
I
even
understand,
in the
but
GAA,
I'm just saying,
it's...
you have to agree with me that pegging it to an absolute number forever is absurd.
Definitely, Madam
So
Chair.
there we go. So,
Ma'am,
what
in-
would the real number be?
6 yan, diba? 6 million. 6 million.
No, the ones who are really qualified. I don't think it's 6 million. You're all guessing. I don't believe so.
Madam Chair,
Dami-daming bata sa Pilipinas.
Madam Chair, kasi that's the sad part. Our listahanan only is 2019. It's an old
Understood, and you won't have
listahanan.
any more. But
That-
isn't PSA gonna?
Yes, Madam Chair. So we're looking forward to getting the CBMS kasi doon namin kukunin yung data.
Yeah, no, because, okay, 4.4 is what's stated, but you all know it's absurd. Why don't we question this?
Madam Chair, we will and we have.
And where will we get the data? What is the real number of qualified households? Alam naman natin, di totoo to eh.
Madam Chair, that's why we're
Alam mo
waiting.
naman, 17 years, hindi lumaki yung populasyon.
Madam-
Labis-labis ang linaki, tapos ito pa rin.
Madam Chair, that's why we're waiting for the new CBMS to come in. Kasi lumang-luma na ho yung listahanan natin. It is a 30% inclusion-exclusion error.
So you have an assessment process, you have an inkling of how many households are due to exit
Madam-
this year?
Exit, ma'am, Madam
Yeah,
Chair.
due to natural attrition?
Malino naman yun sa'yo. Madam Chair, for this year, Madam Chair, for this year, the targeted exit is 327,912.
Yes, how did you assess that?
Madam Chair, these are families who have achieved self-sufficiency based on the SWIDI, yung Social Welfare Indicator, when they were assessed by the case managers on the ground.
Okay, in addition, in your submitted documents, you mentioned that the first 1,000 days for the health of the 0 to 2 from the poorest families, I take it to mean they belong to the 4.4 of the 4Ps? Or
Yes,
don't
Madam
they?
Chair.
We're already giving 750 pesos a month per household, requiring 38.8 billion, targeting 0 to 5-year-old children, and ensuring pre- and postnatal health checkups for pregnant women. Aren't we duplicating this? Doble-doble na to.
Madam Chair, kasi yung
Kasi
health...
sabi mo, meron na tayong health and nutrition for the first 1,000 days. Pagkatapos meron pang 750. Hindi ba patong-patong na yan?
Madam
Bakit
Chair,
nagdodoble? Samantalang yung iba kapos talaga.
Madam Chair, in the studies of PEDS itself and in our own assessment, the health-seeking behavior stops for pregnant and lactating women pag nakatatlong anak na sila. Pag lumagpas na pang-apat, pang-lima, they don't even register anymore their pregnancy. They don't go to the health centers kasi there's simply no way to defray the cost of them doing the health-seeking behavior. So yung pera na binibigay kasi natin is household, so they share it, compared to our proposal na it's per pregnancy.
But you're telling me you're giving 2 lots. Isn't there a more coherent way to address this? Meron kang health grant, tapos may health and nutrition grant. Di ba dapat ipagkaisa na lamang yan?
Madam,
Kasi-
actually, we want to make sure na this one is targeted to the pregnant and lactating women only. Hindi siya for everybody. It's a subset of the entire 4.4.
It's a subset of the 4.4.
It's a subset.
But the 4.4 is already receiving 750. Ba't
Yes,
mo
ma'am. So-
dinodoble-doble?
Ma'am, this is a special targeted intervention for pregnant and lactating women, 0 to 2, the one we keep on mentioning a while ago, para masigurado lang that they do develop that health-seeking behavior. In other countries na may conditional cash transfers, they actually have this, like in India and in Bangladesh. Kasi na-realize nila na kahit may
No,
supply,
understood that it is a necessary thing to do. It's an important thing to do, but I don't understand why you have to do it twice.
Madam Chair, this one is on a per pregnancy. Yung unang grant natin is para sa kanilang lahat. Ito pang 0 to 2 lang siya. Hindi na ho kasama kung
Can't
may
they
3
be
to 5.
integrated so it's more logical?
Madam Chair, kasi in the computation of the 750,000 pesos, pati yung pag-attend nila ng family development session, credited na kaagad yon. While this one is targeted for the pregnant and lactating women to go to their health centers. Doon sa 750 kasi kasama doon yung pag-attend ng family development session, yung other mechanisms that's beyond the 0 to 2.
Yes, okay. I'd like to understand why hiwalay pa yan. Kasi parang, I mean, it's clearly a duplication as far as I'm concerned because they're already getting something. So if you want to add, you can just top up to the 750. But it seems illogical.
Madam Chair, we can. Basta we'll target it for pregnant lactating women. We don't mind.
Dagdagan na lang.
Yes, ma'am. We don't mind.
Pero hindi naman pwedeng hiwalay na naman.
Ma'am, it's just a matter of how we craft the amendment to the law.
And
We
how
can
much it
incorporate
will
it. It's 350 per pregnancy or 0 to 1 na bata. 0 to 2.
Yes, it's curious because you give 750 for 3 kids, 350 for 1 who hasn't been born.
Ma'am, 0 to 2 kasama na yung pag napanganak siya.
Ayun na nga.
Kasi what we want is for that pregnant
Kung ako
woman.
yung nanay, magre-reklamo ako nito.
Madam, importante kasi for that pregnant woman to go get that health-seeking behavior. We know that even hindi pa siya pinapanganak, doon sa sinapupunan, napaka-importante na natatanggap niya yung necessary interventions. From the counseling to what to do early on your pregnancy.
And so you're not going to impose any limits on the number of pregnancies, considering that many have objected to this, saying that you are in fact exacerbating the problem of teenage pregnancy and solo parents.
Madam Chair, if you
Are
do...
you encouraging
No, we're...
teenage pregnancy?
No, we
This has
are not.
already been cited by the World Bank as not only a social problem, but a widespread economic development
Madam Chair, in the same study for World Bank and ADB, they keep on repeating that there's no direct correlation between grants and having more children. Even PEDS is saying that. But in this case, kasi, if you do the math, 350 divided by how many days, that's only 30 pesos a day. So that's not a lot of incentive, but more of defraying the cost of going to the health center, commuting to get there during your pregnancy. It's trying to develop the demand side of it.
So the intent is to give 350 on top of the 750 per month?
Only for pregnant and lactating women,
Understood,
0 to
yeah,
2.
but, okay. So they'll get a total of how much?
Ma'am, depende kung ilan yung
So
0
yung
to 2 mo.
350, presumably for 9 months lang or whatever.
Yes, correct, ma'am.
But if, when
0
they
to 2. You exit when your child, you don't get that grant anymore when you don't have a child na 2-year-old. Kasi first 1,000 days, ma'am eh. Madam Chair.
So for the period of 0 to 2, you're getting double. You get the 350 plus 750. From the period of 2 to 5, you're only getting the 750.
Correct,
Is that
Madam
correct?
Chair.
So, dapat laging buntis. Ganun ba yun?
Madam Chair, again, one would think that, pero I don't think the 350 is enough to get pregnant kasi pag dinivide niyo yun, parang 30 pesos a day lang siya halos. 13 pesos a day lang siya if you divide it. So parang
If you divide it, but you don't go for a prenatal checkup every day naman eh.
Ma'am, one would say that 13 pesos is just really enough to defray the cost of doing the health-seeking behaviors. Other countries do it and they've seen success in it na kahit na maayos yung supply side,
No,
if
I'm
the
not
demand side
against
is
it.
there.
I mean, the question is to do it in a way that would actually encourage healthy pregnancies. This seems a little haphazard and unthought out. So I'm a little bit concerned na you won't get the results you want eh. Kasi parang dinagdagan mo lang kabala ka ni dyan. Parang hindi maliwanag.
Madam Chair,
Mas maigi pa, bigyan mo na yung pera sa RHU at sa BHW, kalampagin nila lahat ng buntis.
Madam, yan ang problema ho. Even in other
Kasi kahit
countries.
ibigay ninyo yan, parang hindi pa rin mangyayari.
Madam Chair, we'll
yan eh.
submit the study ng World Bank.
Okay.
A
I'm
comparative
familiar
study.
with it actually.
Madam, in those countries,
Nakakatawa yung study na yon. Ang dami niyang sinasabi tungkol sa 4Ps. Tapos sa bandang huli sabi, ang ending, ang punchline, matapos sabihin na it doesn't work, ang ending na punchline, kaya pauutangin pa rin
Madam
namin
Chair, in
kayo.
that case, what we'll submit to
Nalito
you
ako doon.
is
Narindi
a-
ako sa ending ng bangko. Talagang bangko eh. Gusto
Madam Chair,
magpautang kahit mali-mali na.
para fair na lang, Madam Chair, para hindi yun yung study na ibibigay namin sa inyo.
Hindi yun ang binigay eh.
Hindi, we will give
Nakakatawa.
you...
ADB at saka World Bank. Bigay ng study, nakapos ang 4Ps, sapat lamang for temporary poverty, short-term poverty, no changes in the family situation or intergenerational, multidimensional poverty. Ang daming sinabi. Tapos ang punchline sa huli, kaya magpapautang din kami sa inyo.
Madam Chair,
lubog na tayo sa utang. Alam naman pala nila na walang katagumpay eh.
Madam Chair, para na lang hindi yun yung study, we'll give you a comparative that we've done of countries with similar grants.
Yeah,
Basically,
I'm
what the
relatively
study will say
familiar.
is, even if the supply side is ample, halimbawa, binigay natin sa RHU, barangay health workers, in those countries, nung wala yung grant na yun, the pregnant and lactating women were not seeking the health services that they need. Simply because...
No, I suppose what I'm trying to say is that there should be some type of reward to make it clear that this is being given upon compliance.
Yes, Madam Chair. It
not
will...
just outright.
Yes, Madam Chair. Forgive us for not...
Pareho ng 4Ps, kapag hindi ka nagpabakuna, hindi talagang
Madam Chair,
hindi tuloy-tuloy ang bigay.
it's in the conditions that we impose.
Okay.
Na it's all conditional. It's not given to you just outright. You must do necessary steps. For instance, register the pregnancy. Tapos 2, do the prenatal consultation. 3,
Yes,
do the
but
postnatal
since this is a new program, maybe that's what you should have done, provided us with the guidelines. In any case, yeah. So you give us na lang kung paano yan.
We will, Madam Chair.
Kasi wala yun, ang sinabi lang, mamimigay lang, parang ang labo naman nun. We have a projected cash grant deficit of 1.9 billion for 2023. Once again, it's not included in your 2025 computation of the 4-piece budget. At sa bandang huli nito, sasabihin ninyo na ako nagtanggal sa budget ninyo, madyadyaryo na naman ako sa Kongreso nito. So,
Madam
my
Chair-
question is, why did you include the same in the 2025 special provision? Are you saying that you expect savings in your 2025 cash grants? Or ako na naman ang sasagot kung bakit ko tinanggal, samantalang hindi naman ninyo hiningi?
Madam Chair, yung 2024 yan, di ba? The 2024 project...
this is actually 2023 kung saan ninyo ako sinisi ng bonggang-bongga.
2023. Ito yun.
You have a deficit of 1.956
Madam Chair-
billion for fiscal year 2023.
Madam Chair, if you can recall, we had to do the reassessment of the different batches of families who were being removed.
Yes, I do recall.
So,
I do recall very clearly. And since you were unable to provide the information, you were not able to request the same. Kasi wala pa yung listahan ninyo.
So right now, Madam
So
Chair,
ngayon,
may
may shortage.
May compliance na sila.
Na hindi ko kasalanan, hindi ninyo alam kung ilan talaga.
Ngayon, Madam Chair, we have the figures already to substantiate kung ilan yung
Okay,
nag-comply.
so we're agreed that there's a shortage. Ang problema, bakit nasa 2025 special provision?
Yeah, alam ko.
Sigurado ba kayo may savings yung 2025?
Madam, may tier-
May savings ba pag taon ng halalan?
Madam, hindi ho siya savings,
Para hindi
kundi
ako maniwala.
there was a tier 2 that was granted to us by DBM at around 7 billion pesos. Ma'am, may tier 2. Oo nga. Madam Chair, there is a tier 2 7 billion na additional budget na binigay for 4Ps, and we're very thankful for that. That should be enough to cover for the compliance na, kasi compliance-based ho tayo eh. So now we've already projected that after the reassessment, we will need 1.9 billion to pay off the deficit. And then, portions of that 7 billion will use to finance the first 1,000 day
Come
grant.
again. Why is it in the special provision for 2025? How sure are you na may savings kayo?
Madam Chair, it's not savings, it's the actual additional tier 2 that we requested. We requested
And how
additional.
sure are you that you're going to get this additional?
Madam Chair, it minus the wisdom of,
So you're saying not savings,
Not
from
savings.
savings,
Not, ma'am.
but from,
additional tier 2 budget that was given to us by DBM.
they've already given it.
It's
to
already in the NEP, Madam Chair.
additional tier 2 of
7 billion pesos.
I don't have it in the breakdown
Madam
of
Chair, you will-
2025. Can you please tell me?
Nakabuilt in
Maybe
na siya eh.
DBM can help us. Wala po sa NEP. Sorry, Secretary, wala po sa NEP. Maybe ASEC Pulido, alam niyo kung saan yung 7B na yan, di ko makita. Ang nakikita ko lamang is special provision. Director Abad, kabisado po ninyo, itong 7 billion. Wala sa akin eh.
Their proposal actually, Madam Chair, includes the 7 billion to cover the supposed arrears. But when we release the computation for the NEP recommended level, the amount that was included there is does not include the amount for the computed subsidies in arrears, because we have already provided this year the requirement to cover the grants in arrears for beneficiaries which were who were enrolled in the program.
Okay,
However,
so Secretary, I
Ma-
think DBM and I
Madam
have
Chair.
the same numbers because the 7 billion doesn't occur.
It's there.
but,
And
but
it shouldn't
upon
be a special
our
provision. It should
but-
be grants in arrears, exactly
Madam
as
Chair.
you say. Yes, let's allow Director Abad to finish what you were saying. I'm sorry, we're all so rude and excitable.
we understand din po that there was this proposal to include in the special provision a colatilia allowing for the payment of the arrears, subsidies in arrears, because we recognize that it could be that based on the delisting process from the listahanan, there might be some more beneficiaries who would be claiming for arrears in 2025. Hence, we provided a leeway for them to include the same in their special provision. But our computation does not include that one because our basis was the targeted beneficiary and the compliance rate from the previous year, adding also a provision for the administrative costs and
Do you
some
have
sorts.
even a guesstimate for the grants in arrears anticipated?
As of now, Madam Chair, we do not have,
Yeah,
but we are.
necessarily you're awaiting
but-
their submission.
Yes, Madam Chair, but we're looking at the possible difference between the targeted beneficiary, which is 4.4 million, versus the actual implementation, where the numbers would
That's right.
change, and which could effectively cover the arrears if ever there is, because we understand that the substantial portion has already been covered by the releases
That's correct.
this year.
That's why I am thinking that DSWD, in any case, has an unobligated 4-piece allotment remaining. There's an outstanding balance because of the shortfall nga in the 4.4 target versus the 4.1 million actual. And there's an 801.4 million. Is this taken into account in your deficit computation?
I'll contextualize further kasi we met with Director Abad about this.
Because clearly you haven't requested from the DBM. Your tier 2 was turned down. The 7 billion is not located in any part of the NEP.
Madam Chair,
So,
we're looking for the confirmation letter. Madam Chair, just to briefly go through it again. The initial tier 1 was 98 billion. 98,723,788. Then when the tier 2 came back, because we requested additional nga in anticipation to projected shortfall, we were granted an additional 7 billion. Kaya yung total grants natin is 105,732,782. Madam Chair, it's already incorporated with what's in the NEP right now. Ito ho yung breakdown namin. We can gladly submit it. We're just looking for the confirmation letter on the approval of the tier 2. Madam Chair, so tier
I'm sorry,
1...
because you have a cash grant deficit already stated at 1.956 billion, about which the DBM is apparently not aware.
Madam Chair, we met.
Eh mamaya
Okay.
kukulangin na naman yan, tayo na naman ang sisisiyan. Yan ang
Madam Chair,
ayoko eh.
let me explain again. The original amount in tier 1 for grants was only 98 billion. 98,723,788. But because we were anticipating the compliance
yun nga ang
days,
kinagagalit ko. Kasi meron tayong listahan ng 4-piece, tapos hindi ibibigay sa 4-piece kung saan-saan akap ilalagpak. Eh, hindi naman yata tama
Madam Chair,
yun.
in this
Kayo kaya
case-
mag-usap.
nag-usap ho kami, kaya nga masaya na kami doon sa binigay ho nila. In short, we're
Hindi nga
contented
daw
and
nila binigay yung 7 billion
Madam
eh.
Chair, we'll submit to you the DBM tier 2.
The level po that we gave to you is based on our computed requirement using the targeted beneficiary multiplied by the actual compliance rate.
Compliance-
Opo, compliance rate po yung aming computation. Your initial recommendation po has an inclusion for the amount to cover the subsidies in arrears, which upon our discussion, nalaman natin na hindi na siya necessary na include so much amount. Actually, to my if my memory will serve me right, it's around 5 billion initially in your proposal, which we did not include already kasi po na-release na natin under UA ng 2024.
Yeah, correct.
But then we met subsequently
Yes.
because of the hirit po to have in the special provision a colatilla allowing for the payment of arrears, to which we said wala naman tayo sa computation na yon, pero it was agreed to include that one in anticipation of any possible appeals.
Bale, yung special provision is a standby provision.
Yes.
Because in fact, it's not included in your 2025 computation. Wala na kayong arrears. Pagkatapos nito, nako ha, pag umikot na naman at marami na namang hindi nabigyan, magtuturoan na naman tayo. Yan ang ayoko dito eh.
Madam Chair,
In any case, have you not requested DBM for additional allotment to cover the same?
Madam Chair, we asked for allotment based
Eh
on the...
wala pa raw kasi compliance-based, wala pa silang natatanggap. Pero nakalista dito sa inyo 1.956 billion. Ilan na namang 4-piece dyan ang magre-reklamo na hindi nakatanggap?
Madam Chair, from our records, the 1.9 will be the last. That's why I went to DBM together with Director Pia and we met. And when we ran our figures, the 7 billion in tier 2 should be enough to cover it. As you mentioned, it's a standby, ma'am. It's a standby special provision that in our computation, yung binigay na grants is enough already to even cover for the 1.9.
Secretary, I think your finance group should talk to the DBM because it's very apparent that the DBM at no point in time approved the tier 2 7 billion. So unfortunately, we cannot accept that explanation and would rather see in writing exactly what has been proposed. And we want to make certain na wala na tayong utang sa 4-piece pa, mangungutang ka sa mahirap. Tama ba yun?
Madam, wala na ho because nga the 7 billion, again, is already enough to cover for that. That's why we asked for that standby special provision so that Because in our own computation, enough na yung 7B. Enough na yung grants na binigay
Enough
nila.
nga, pero wala nga. Yun na nga ang problem doon, Secretary. Kaya magkaliwanagan po kayo. Kasi
Madam Chair,
ang naririnig ko sa kanila, walang 7B na ganyan. Okay, proceed na tayo from 2023. Let's move forward to 2024. Ang sinasabi ninyo, there will be no more projected arrears from 2024. Tama ba yun? Are we saying it's okay to delete the provision authorizing the use of 4Ps 2025 to cover 2024 arrears? Kasi wala nang kulang, wala na tayong
Madam
utang
Chair.
sa 4Ps sa 2024.
Madam Chair, we took the advice of the good chairman's office to manage the entry of new members into the program so that we'll have the cash to pay the existing arrears. So wala na kaming nakikitang issue because more than enough na yung grants na hawak ho namin.
Okay, so ang utang natin yung 2023, is that clear?
Correct.
Wala nang 2024.
We will use existing allocations already, Madam Chair.
Yung 2023, will you please settle with the DBM?
Yes, Madam
And
Chair,
if
we
you can
will.
provide it in writing, because right now, what you are claiming regarding the Tier 2 approval of 7 billion does not exist in the NEP, neither is it in any
Madam-
of the communication from DBM.
Madam Chair, what I'll do, I have with me is the actual DBM recommendation. We'll furnish it, Director, para makita ho niyo.
Usap.
Madam Chair, basta one thing I can assure the committee. We already met and we told them with that standby special provision, we should be comfortable already to cover whatever arrears there may be. As
Pero
simple as that.
maliwanag na wala akong tinanggal sa inyo. 2023 o 2024.
Madam Chair.
Tigilan na yung mga salitang tungkol dyan.
Yes, Madam Chair. And now moving forward, what we told Director Pia during the meeting is this is enough for us already. Happy na ho kami. For the record, right now we're saying we just want that standby special provision and we should be okay already.
Okay, let's proceed to Kalay Sheets. You were given a budget of 2.1 billion 2025. Kayo na magsisettle niya na ng DBM, pakisubmit na lang. Ngayon, tungkol sa Kalay Sheets, sabi, it will fund KKB projects given select LGUs. And 1.4 for Tarabasa and all the learning facilitators. There's no special provision in the NEP providing for said breakdown. How did you determine? What is the legal basis for allocating 2.1 billion for CCD and Tarabasa to the exclusion of cash for work for students and cash for work for PWDs?
Madam Chair, the Tarabasa is the cash for work for students.
No, it's not our understanding. Iba pa to eh.
Yung hinahanap niyo nawala eh.
Nawala to eh. Nawala yung cash for work sa estudyante na nasa Kalay Seeds, yung graduates na hindi pa nakakahanap ng trabaho ng 6 na buwan.
Madam
Bakit
Chair.
nawala to? Yun may basis yun in law eh. Ito walang basis.
Madam Chair, Director Pia can confirm with me. Naalis ho kasi yung special provision na yon dahil the way that DBMC says, it's not the proper way how we disaggregate the funds for KKB. That's why inalis ho nila yon. And with that, nung inalis yon, pati yung budgetary allocation niya, nawala rin.
Okay, but assuming that's the case, ito, wala rin siyang legal basis. Saan to nanggaling? Bakit biglang may KKB dito
Madam
for
Chair.
LGUs, saka may Tarabasa? Saan to
Madam Chair,
nakawala?
internally in our guidelines, that's how we disaggregate the funds for the KKB as
but
community-driven
in the same way
development.
that cash for work for students has no basis, these also don't have any basis.
Madam Chair, we
As a
can...
matter of fact, the students have actually questioned this themselves, the Tarabasa, wondering how they're expected to render 8 hours of tutoring when in fact they're at school themselves.
Madam Chair, it's done over summer break. Instead of giving them direct cash assistance without
So
any
what is
conditions.
the status of the ongoing Tarabasa?
Madam Chair, we're paying out already as we speak.
So, wait, to clarify, there is no longer any cash for work for students, neither is there any cash for work for PWDs.
Madam Chair, yung sa students, meron. Yun sa PWD,
Ano
wala.
yung sa students meron?
Ma'am, Tarabasa is the cash for work for students. They are made into tutors.
But that's only for elementary education. We were talking about college students who had not yet, graduates who had not yet found work. This is an entirely different set of students.
Madam Chair, that used to be a separate program na KKB, community-driven development for cash for work for PWD and for students. Iba pa ho yung sinasabi niyo
Kaya
na
nga,
yun.
so they were all removed.
That entire subsection, that entire special provision, together with its budget allocation, was actually removed. Nawala ho yun, Madam Chair.
Okay.
And we would gladly welcome its restoration if the Senate believes that it's our competency, because we've been asking for it as well.
I'm just mystified because you are giving, once again, this community-driven projects more emphasis when there are several budgetary items already addressing the same. And it's not necessarily your competence. A lot of this involves engineering, which clearly isn't the core business of DSWD.
Madam Chair, we'll be happy if it will be restored back, yun sa PWD and yung sa students.
Kasi to my mind, PWD is your core business. There's certainly the social welfare priority that's in our mind, whereas community-driven development involving farm-to-market roads, artisan wells, and so on are clearly not the business of social welfare.
Madam Chair, it's, I don't want to argue with the chair, but based on the professionals in the department, it's the development side of the department,
Okay.
bringing countryside empowerment to the poorest communities,
Hindi, pero
to be
ang
able to
sinasabi-
identify.
I understand development will cover everything under the sun. Ang tinatanong ko lang, bakit i-delete yung PWD?
Madam Chair,
Wala na nga tayong binibigay
we
sa mga
agree with
PWD.
you, Madam Chair. We agree with you.
Baka tapos tatanggalan pa natin yan.
Madam Chair, we agree with you 101%.
So, bakit walang cash for work sa PWD? Wala
Madam-
na nga tayong binibigay. Wala silang stipend, wala sila sa 4Ps, wala silang anumang ayuda. Pagkatapos tatanggalan yung kaisa-isa na lang.
Madam Chair, for the record, we fully support the notion na dapat meron. That's why when we proposed it, meron ho siya. And we would gladly welcome its restoration.
Okay, this Kalahi seed siguro kailangan we should revisit kasi nalilito ako sa priorities ng ating department. Naintindihan ko na may development reach, pero kung tutuusin, ginagawa yan ng napakaraming ahensya na kung tutuusin din, mas mahusay sa ganyan. Kung farm to market road, di hamak na mas mahusay yung ating DAW, ang DPWH, ang BSWM sa DA, ang NTFL-CAC, ginagawa din yan. Napakaraming gumagawa niyan, kaya hindi ko maintindihan, pinasukan ninyo yan at ginawa ninyong prioridad, samantalang yung MECA Pansanan, zero ang binibigay sa buong budget ninyo.
Madam Chair, we, again, when we proposed it, nandun ho yun, and we would welcome its restoration. We agree with you that that is something very important.
Yes, that's your primary mandate. Itong pag-abot program, 807 million appropriated in 2025. May we have also, before going to pag-abot, meron bang accomplishment and financial report of the 900 million appropriated for Tarabasa?
Yes, Madam Chair, we'll gladly submit to you the accomplishment report together with DepEd's, kasi it's a partnership with DepEd, and
Yes.
we'll submit to you also DepEd's commendation
Was there
saying.
any perceptible improvement?
Yes, Madam Chair. DepEd issued actually a certification saying that their students, kasi they do the pre and the post test, sila naman gumagawa nun, kami nagbabayad lang. They showed us that kids were actually moving up the reading level.
Okay, so we have the arrival and we recognize Senator Bongo. So nasa pag-abot program tayo. Appropriated was 807 million. The physical targets and accomplishments. What are the intervention to all these children, individuals, and families? How many went back to their provinces? I'm sure Senator Go is concerned about this. It's pag-abot, balik probinsya. Meron ba kayong
Yeah,
update nito?
Yes, Madam Chair. All in all, 7,000 families were profiled living in streets in Metro Manila, of which 2,638 actually went back to their families and reintegrated back to their families. 2,638. To their provinces and reintegrated with their families with the economic grants necessary.
Yes, maybe you can give us some specifics. Were they given transitory shelter allowance? What was given to them? Transport, relocation, livelihood, psychosocial support? Yung linilista natin
Yes,
lagi
Madam
with
Chair.
the financial, the commensurate financial equivalent.
Madam Chair, meron ma'am, we'll go ahead and
Okay.
submit to you as well. They
Sige.
were provided shelter, transport allowance,
So the
economic grants.
monitoring is done over a period of how long?
For the whole,
Hindi, kasi marami akong kilala, umuwi sa probinsya, bumalik din.
yeah. Madam Chair, ang ginagawa ho namin,
So I was
whenever,
wondering how long is the period during which you monitor?
Madam Chair, the monitoring when they get home to the province is 6 months. Pero one of the things that Pag-abot did is, pag nakaka-reach out tayo ng mga pamilya sa kalansangan, we do their biometrics and issue them IDs. Now, pag sa tuwing nagre-reach out operation tayo at matagpuan natin ulit tong individual na to, then we'll know kung ano nangyari, bakit ka bumalik dito, nagkamali ba kami ng pagbigay ng pondo, hindi ba lumago yung negosyo mo. So then we'll have to do the other intervention.
Okay. Okay, so I will await that. And 6 months is probably a little short, no? Maybe, kasi may maraming balita na nagsiuwian.
Pag bumabalik ko sila dito, Madam Chair, as I mentioned, non-stop tayo ng reach-out operations sa lansangan. And then we'll make sure that pag na-reach out namin ulit sila, do the biometrics at sila pa rin yung pares na individual, then we'll know na dapat pa namin i-monitor further.
Okay, that being the case, we probably should have a word also regarding the shortfall with the Centenarians Act, ano? Kasi that's only affected now. Hindi siya kasali sa 2025. Meron bang magawa ng paraan? Medyo
Madam-
overexcited yung mga tao natin.
Madam Chair, unfortunately, it's been moved to the NCSC already next year, kaya wala na sa libro ho namin yung centenarian, pati yung expanded
Wala rin sa
centenarian.
kanila eh. Meron na? Meron ng dagdag na 3 billion? Sigurado tayo. Parang nakalimutan ko kung meron eh. Okay, sige. And perhaps we can now recognize Senator Go if he has opening statement or further questions.
Magandang umaga po, Madam Chair. Sa lahat po ng empleyado ng DSWD. Itong sa mga balik loob program, balik probinsya, may bagong tawag na ho kayo
Pag-abot,
dito.
pag-abot.
Bagong pag-abot. So saan ho sila pwedeng lumapit sa ngayon, no? Siyempre, bago na yung pangalan. Baka hindi nila maintindihan bakit bagong ano yun,
Because, Madam Chair, just to contextualize, hindi na rin ho namin sila inaantay lumapit, kami na umaabot sa kanila. But they can approach any DSWD office anywhere in the country and we'll make sure that they get home to where they want to go home.
ano pong libre sa kanila if ever na qualified po sila?
Madam Chair, everything. We give them transitory housing muna. And then number 2, we give them the transpo allowance. And then number 3, they're also given immediate cash assistance. Number 4, pagbalik ho sa probinsya, they're given the livelihood grants.
Kasi marami nang nakauwi sa probinsya noon sa Balik Probinsya program. But check your regional offices po. Kung nabalikan na sila, nabigyan na ba sila ng livelihood. Kasi meron rin po mga nananawagan sa atin na hindi nga sila na-contact ng DSWD. Lapitan lang ba nila ang mga regional offices ninyo?
Madam Chair, yes. And for the information of the committee, yan ho yung mga nakabalik noon. 597 yung na-validate. 597 ho na accounts yan, of which 404 na ang na-validate and due for payout already. So, pag meron pa ho, they can come to our offices anywhere in the country, then we'll keep on tallying them. Ito ho kasi mga nakabalik noon during, from my understanding, even before, during the pandemic.
So parehas lang yon.
Parehas lang ho, Madam Chair.
Parehas na tulong po ibibigay sa kanila.
Same package ho. In fact, we adopted the original pay package of BP2 and added more to it.
Sige po. Salamat po. Basta open po yung opisina nyo dito.
Yes, Madam Chair.
Second, maalala nyo po na merong JAO, Joint Administrative Order, na last year pa po ito na napag-usapan between offices po, no, under Malasakit Center. Part po kayo ng batas, DSWD, PhilHealth, PCSO at DOH, na pwede nilang lapitan para humingi sila ng tulong, di ba? Para mas mababawasan po ang babayaran sa kanilang pagpapa-hospital. Unang-una, lalapit sila doon sa one-stop shop sa Malasakit Center. Babawasan po ng PhilHealth sa hospital billing, tutulong po ang DOH at tutulong rin po ang PCSO. At finally po, doon sa JAO na pinag-usapan, ay pwede hong tumulong dapat ang DSWD sa medical assistance program. Kasi ngayon po, di ba, pamasahe lang po ang tinutulong ninyo or financial assistance. So malaking tulong po ito sa mga kababayan nating mahihirap, mga pasyente, na hindi na nila kailangan magmakaawa o humingi ng tulong sa iba't ibang ahensya ng gobyerno pa. Since itong JAO na to, it will allow you to help through medical assistance, no, sa mga pasyente. Kumusta na po ito at nagsang-ayon naman po kayo rito, Mr. Secretary, na makakatulong po ito sa kanila. Aside sa pamasahe, mas mabawasan ang kanilang babayaran sa hospital billing.
Yes, Madam Chair. In fact, we are already in receipt of the amended JAO last week from DOH. It's right here now. It's due for legal review lang sa department namin, but I assure you we'll sign it in the soonest possible time. Kakatanggap lang ho namin late last week from the Department of Health that will contain everything that we want to from it, na pwede na hugo mag-issue ng guarantee letter ang DSWD on top of the other agencies what they're giving.
Sa tingin nyo, malaking tulong rin po ito. Mas mababawasan pa ang kanilang babayarin sa ospital.
Yes,
Aside
Madam
from
Chair.
pamasahe, mas makakatulong na kayo through medical assistance.
Yes, Madam Chair. That's why precisely in the last meeting, we also reported that social workers have been deployed in all the Malasakit centers from our own records. Kasi we believe nga that it's the first point of contact of patients that need help.
Na hindi na nila kailangan magmakaawa pa sa iba't ibang ahensya ng gobyerno.
Yes, Madam Chair. That's why we have been following this up at nasa amin na ho ngayon. Kakatanggap lang ho namin late last week and then we're reviewing it already and we'll sign it.
Naalala ko kasi, Mr. Secretary, last year pa po yan, ilan pasyente sana ang matutulungan pa niyan kung napirmahan na po yung JAO. Hindi naman para sa atin yan, para po yan sa mga kababayan nating mahirap.
Madam Chair, we agree. And unfortunately, the draft came from DOH kasi sila yung lead agency that was drafting it. We've been following up with them numerous times. Kahapon, last week lang ho nila pinadala sa amin and we'll sign it. We'll make sure na sa mabilis na panahon ma-promulgate ho to. Ang nag-craft ho kasi nito is DOH because most of the agencies inside, I believe, are attached to DOH more than DSWD. Parang supplemental kami in nature. But we support it, we agree with it.
Madam Chair, baka pwede hong ma-settle na po yan before po na ma-aprubahan po ang kanilang budget po.
Yes, Madam Chair, we'll gladly accept the challenge. This week, we'll have the legal office review it, bring it to my table, and sign it.
Salamat po, Madam Chair. At itong, maalala niyo po, last year, meron tayong mga pina-follow up po sa inyong opisina. Nagkaroon na ho tayo ng ilang pagpupulong. At sabi ko na nga, the last time we met, sabi ko sa iyo na kayo na hong bahala na alam niyo, nagmamakaawa na ako sa inyo na mabalikan po itong mga mahirap nating kababayan, mga nasalanta ng bagyo noong last year pa. At sabi ko, kayo na pong bahala, Secretary Rex, kung sa tingin ninyo, qualified naman po ito sila at mabalikan po sila. Ano ba naman yung 3,000 na wag na ho natin silang pahirapan pa. Yun lang naman po ang pakiusap ko sa kanila, sa inyo, sa ahensya. from secretary to USEC to ASEC, director, lahat na po ay kinausap na po ng aming opisina kasi kami rin po ang kanilang binabalikan at kinukulit at nakiusap lang po kami sa inyo na sana po ay mabalikan po itong mga qualified beneficiaries na mga nasalanta, mga indigents talaga. Nakikita ko kasi na ongoing naman po ang inyong mga payout sa iba't ibang lugar, no? Iba't ibang rehiyon at iba't ibang rason na po ang nangyayari. Sinasabi walang pera, wala pang cash, no? Hindi naman namin alam kung ano talaga yung totoong nangyayari, kung kulang talaga sa cash o ano ba, sino bang inyong priority sa pagbabayad po o pagpe-payout. Ako naman dito for the end time ay nakikiusap po para sa ating mga kababayang mahirap. Kung qualified naman po, ibalik po natin sa kanila yung pera nila, pera po ng taong bayan. Kaya nga po tinawag na AICS, Assistance to in Crisis Situation. Ibig sabihin, naghihirap po ito. Hindi naman pipila yan ng napakahaba, hindi po magpapainit at magpapaulan yan kung hindi naman po nila kailangan yung tulong. So, sobra-sobra naman po siguro ang pondo ng DSWD sa ngayon. Kahit na nasa Oktubre na ho tayo, andyan naman po yung mga iba't ibang programa ninyo. Pakiusap ko naman sa inyo noon pa na hindi po maging selective. Sabi ko nga, pera po ng taong bayan niya. Pakiusap ko lang po muli for the end time na ibalik po natin sa kanila, Mr. Secretary.
Madam Chair, I assure the committee that wala hong selective. Dumadaan ho yan lahat sa lente ng social worker natin. Sa katunayan, yung mga referral na ho yun, ongoing ho tayo, patapos na nga ho. We've already appraised the Office of Senator Go. The only reason kaya ho natatagal yan minsan kasi nagdi-duplicate ho tayo, yung mga pangalan ho, minsan nakatanggap na. Kasi hindi naman ho ibig sabihin na pagka nandun sila sa listahan, kaagad qualified, tinitignan ho na buti ng ating mga social worker ho yan. Basta ang assurance ho natin, tatapusin ho to sa madaling panahon. We've already settled a lot of them. Binalik lang ho namin yung ibang listahan sa mga LGU na nag-refer kasi may mga iba doon na payout na namin, yung mga individual at meron tayong lockout period. So sinisigurado lang natin na oo, tutulungan ho natin pero sisiguraduhin rin ho natin na sumusunod tayo sa alituntunin ng departamento pagdating sa mga deduplication para hindi na dodoble.
Kaya nga sabi ko, nasa inyo na po ang validation. Sana hindi umabot ng isang taon ang pagbabalidate po dito sa mga listahan. More than 1 year na po, 2023 budget hearing po yun para sa 2024. Nalala ko, dito rin po sa Senado, dumating na tayo sa plenaryo. Ngayon po, nandito na tayo sa budget hearing ng 2025 budget. Baka kukulangin pa yung pamasahe nila sa follow up po sa inyong mga opisina. At Secretary Rex, narinig niyo ba yung nangyari sa Zamboanga? Nabasa ko lang po sa Facebook, no? Video showing isang congressman na lumuhod po begging sa regional director ng DSWD sa Region 9 na matuloy po ang kanyang payout. Isang kongresista rin po ito. Nandito yata siya. Nandito ba siya? Ayun, sabi niya, ipaparating raw niya sa komite ang kanyang reklamo, no? So gusto lang nating malaman kung anong totoong nangyari dito, kung hindi mo ba naging selective ang pagpili ng mga beneficiaries. O kailangan pa bang magmakaawa si Congressman Olaso para mabayaran po ang payout, scheduled payout. Nagwawala na po, nagrarally na yung mga tao doon, nagmamakaawa para matuloy po yung payout. Kung qualified naman po sana, ang pakiusap ko naman sana, Secretary Rex, ay maging fair lang po tayo. Sinabi niyo na po na hindi po kayo magiging selective dito sa pag-identify ng beneficiaries. Bakit po na hindi natuloy po ito at na-hold nga, ika nga. I am sure hindi lang po ito nangyayari sa Zamboanga. Mas marami pa pong lugar na nangyayari rin po ito na hindi natutuloy yung payout. Ano ho ba ang totoong rason dito kung hindi ho ba naging selective ang inyong opisina sa pagpili? Kung bakit kailangan pang magmakaawa ng isang kongresista para matuloy po yung payout sa mga intended indigent beneficiaries?
Madam Chair, una po sa lahat, hindi ho naging selective ang departamento natin. ang mga social worker ho natin ang sumusuri niyan. Pagka nagbigay ho ang kongresista o ang kahit na sinong partner na ng referral list, binevet ho natin mabuti yon. Lahat ho naman maraming nagre-refer. That time, si Congressman Olaso submitted the list and a couple of days before his supposed payout, sinabi na ho namin sa kanya na hindi pa ho kami ready mag-payout at hindi pa ho tapos yung pagsusuri ng listahan na yon. We have to be careful. But we also assured him, at alam niya ho yon, we assured him na hindi magaganap yung payout na yon pero hindi ibig sabihin na hindi magpe-payout. Tinatapos lang ho natin yung pagsusuri at pagve-vet ng listahan. That's our conversation with him and he even acknowledged that. Kaya nga sinabi namin, wala naman hong nakaschedule na payout that day.
Wala akong galing sa inyo, RD. I'm just begging you.
Actually, he's here together with Mayor Beng Climaco. They're all here to complain. At saka hindi naman alam naman natin na hindi lang yan ang kauna-unahang pagkakataon na nangyari yan. Marami ring nahinto ng payout sa Surigao del Norte. Nangyari na rin yan sa North Cotabato. Marami na talagang ginagawang ganyan ang DSWD. Huwag naman kayo sasama sa politika. Wala pa eleksyon. Mas
Sir, no.
politiko pa kayo kesa sa amin.
Madam Chair, no, we told Congressman Olaso ahead of time na hindi ho matutuloy yung payout kasi hindi pa ho kami tapos dun sa pag-vet ng listahan ho niya.
Ito pa, Sec. Rex, no? I'm sure, galing po kayo sa political family. Kapatid mo, tumatakbo. Fortunately, wala naman sigurong kalaban. Hindi ka ba naging selective sa pagpili ng pagbibigyan mo ng mga ayuda, no? Halimbawa, Quezon City, hindi ka ba naging selective sa pagbibigay ng AIC sa mga officials doon sa pag-identify nila? Alam mo, Secretary Rex, alam mo, bilog naman ang mundo. What if ikaw na yung kandidato pagdating sa 2028? And I'm sure darating naman yung puntong gano'n, no, na magiging kandidato ka muli kasi you belong to a political family. At alam nyo naman nung panahon ni dating Pangulong Duterte, ang Valenzuela ay kung anong mga pangangailangan doon sa inyong ospital, sa inyong dalawang ospital, sa mga indigents doon, when you were still the mayor, nagkapalitan na lang kayo ng iyong kapatid, ay binibigay talaga what is due, especially doon sa mga indigents. Yung talagang mga kababayan nating mahihirap po. Matagal na rin po kayo sa local government. Alam nyo naman po yung sino talaga yung deserving at nangangailangan. Yun lang po ang pakiusap ko sana. Hindi po ito maging selective kayo sa inyong position at hindi po ito, gaya ng sinabi ni Madam Chair, Senator Amy, na hindi po ito magagamit sa politika. Dahil tandaan po natin, darating rin po ang panahon na maaring kayo rin po ay maging kandidato at kung ano bang mararamdaman nyo na magkakaroon po ng selective yung agencies tapos ikaw hindi ka pagbibigyan. Atin dito sana po ay maging pantay-pantay po ang ating trato at wag ito magamit. Napakahalagang opisina po itong DSWD at hindi po dapat magamit ito sa politika. Dahil wag niyo pong pagsamantalahan ang kahinaan po ng mga kababayan nating mahihirap. Naghihirap na nga, magmamakaawa pa sila para matanggap nila yung ayuda mula sa gobyerno. Tandaan natin, hindi nyo po pera yan, hindi natin pera yan, pera po ng taong bayan yan at dapat po ibalik sa kanila. Yun lang po ang pakiusap ko for the end time po sa inyo, Secretary Rex. Sana maging pantay-pantay po ang inyong pagtrato dito. At sana pakinggan na lang po natin, nandito naman siguro si Congressman Olaso. Pakinggan natin ang kanyang hinaing kung ano talaga yung totoong nangyari since meron naman tayong hearing. Ayan, dito po.
Yeah.
Bigyan natin ng due courtesy.
Bago mapunta doon, Senator Bong, kasi mahabang diskusyon yan, hayaan na natin si Secretary at si Congressman Olaso. Maalala ko lang, May update ba tungkol sa investigasyon na ipinangako ng DSWD tungkol kay VP Sara na sinasabi ng ating VP na tinatanggihan lagi ng DSWD ang kanyang mga request para bigyan ng financial assistance. Kapag raw nanggaling sa OVP, hindi naman pinapagbigyan, kaya't napipilitan rin sila sa OVP na magbigay ng tulong sa mga nangangailangan.
Madam Chair, lalahatin ko na ho. Una, hindi ho pinagsasamantala ng DSWD yung pondo ng DSWD para sa taong bayan ho yan. We agree with that. Number two, as we speak right now, lahat ng tanggapan namin nakabukas. Araw-araw may mga lumalapit at araw-araw ina-assess yan ng ating mga social worker. Pagdating mo doon sa investigation na yon, Madam Chair,
Kasi pinangako
yes, Madam
yata
Chair,
ni
and
Secretary
I will
na
report.
magkakaroon ng investigasyon tungkol sa mga request ni VP na lagi na lang tinatanggihan.
Madam Chair, I'll report now. Madam Chair, with me is Assistant Secretary Ulysses Aguilar. He's the one that handles the referrals from the Office of the Vice President. Agad-agad, kinausap niya yung handling officer sa kabila,
Okay.
si Director Norman.
Okay.
If Director Norman, kasi ASEC Yuli will gladly give the text exchange of text messages. Kasi tinanong namin sa kanya ano ba yung issue para alam namin ano yung titignan. In fact, ang sabi niya, wala rin ho siyang alam kasi lahat naman ng referral daw namin nila lugod naming tinatanggap. We can furnish you the screenshots, Madam Chair, but we have to ask permission of Director Norman if he will also consent. But the screenshot of their exchange is there kasi tinignan namin, we wanted to know kung alin. That's why ASEC Yuli came into the picture. We asked Director Norman na normally nagre-refer. So we will gladly show you the exchange of messages.
Yes, kung maaari lamang para matapos
Tama,
na
Madam Chair.
yung usapin na yan.
Madam Chair.
Dahil parating inuulit-ulit.
Yeah, Madam Chair,
Ano?
and also, if I can also add, we'll also submit to the committee a copy of a plaque that we just received middle part of this year from the OVP saying that we're a valued partner, that we would always help their referrals. Meron din ho kaming parangal ho doon and we'll gladly submit it to the committee as well.
Yes, if we could put that on record, that
Yes.
would put the matter at rest and we can be
Yes,
clarified
Madam Chair,
on
we will have to
the
seek
concern.
the permission lang of Director Norman kasi it's a private
Okay.
exchange between the two of them. But
Yes.
on our side, we will gladly furnish you the screenshot,
Yes.
provided that Director Norman will also agree because of data privacy.
Thank you very much, Secretary. We'd be very grateful for the update. In the meantime, if you could be very brief, Congressman Senator Tolentino has just arrived. We're trying to wind down the hearing, having already requested specific documents, including documents required by by Senator Francis Tolentino. I think the issue concerning Congressman Olaso was raised. The Secretary has stated, Congressman Olaso, you can sit, but if we could be very, very brief, because Secretary Rex has already said that he had told you beforehand that the payout
Director,
was
Madam Chair,
not-
the regional
director had informed you beforehand that the payout could not occur because the list had not been verified. And of course, you went on media and said otherwise.
Madam Senator, permission to speak. Congressman Kim Radan Lalaso from the First District of Zamboanga City. Ma'am, that is negative, ma'am. Hindi po totoo. We were already scheduled, ma'am. Yung payout namin scheduled on the 12th, on the 11th. Unfortunately, Secretary, after the filing of my candidacy for mayor last Tuesday, October 8, the following day, Wednesday afternoon, I received a call from DSWD telling me na hindi na matutuloy yung payout. Sabi ko, bakit? Ano nangyari? Sir, pinahinto sa taas. Sabi ko, bakit? Hindi pwede
Madalas
kasi...
naman nangyayari yan sa amin lahat eh.
Yes. Sabi ko, if that would be the thing, sabi ko nga, dapat give me a written letter. At least I can show that to the people na pinahinto sa taas. But the point of view there, walang written letter. And even the regional director nag-text sa akin, sabi niya, sir, ayaw kong maipit. So sabi ko, I cannot stop the payout not unless you'll give me a written letter. Wala pong galing black and white from the SWD. That's my basically point of view. And until now, I met the regional director last Friday. Sinabi ko, ano nangyari? Sabi niya, wala talaga. Sabi ko, please come here, nandito sa payout. Pumunta kayo dito. Wala naman pumunta. So pumunta yung staff niya, pero hindi pumunta si RD. But pumunta doon, sinabi lang sa amin, stop yung payout. Ganun lang. But then after that, Madam Chair, sabi ko, I have to go and clarify with the regional director, ano ba talaga? At least he has to explain it to the people of Zamboanga City. Hindi pa pwede na lang na stop yung payout, walang dahilan. But basically, let us not duck things into, nung nag-file lang ako, kinansel lahat ng pondo ko. Sabi ko, wag naman sana daw ganun kasi itong pera na to binibigay sa mga Pilipino, hindi to pera ng mga magulang nila. Pera to ng taong bayan. This is taxpayers' money. So I really stand for it. And that's my thing. Hindi pa pwede iwanan natin yung taong bayan ng ganun. Because that is the program of our beloved President Bongbong Marcos and our Speaker of the House, Martin Romualdez, na dapat lahat ng naiiwan matutulungan dito sa bagong Pilipinas. Pero sa ganitong nangyari, hindi po tayo masaya, Secretary. And that's not true na sinabi nyo kanina na you informed me earlier na hindi ready yung payouts. Nandito na, sir, ready na. We posted on Facebook. That is already 3 weeks ago. We posted it. Ready na. More than 12,000 payouts. Pinakancel lahat. Bakit po ginaganon ako? Porket wala akong tatay, congressman o senator. I'm an OFW. Hindi po ako, I'm not, sabi ko sa iyo, and hindi ako veteranong politician. I'm just new here. As you know, we're former colleagues in Congress. I'm a ship captain, OFW ako. But my heart belongs to the people. I want to serve the people of Zamboanga. Sana, Secretary, my colleague, tulungan mo ako dito.
Madam
Thank you.
Chair, again, let me just state for the record, wala hong pondo ang congressman. Yung sinabing pondo ko, wala hong pondo ang congressman. These are department disbursed funds. As we speak right now, lahat ng opisina namin, anybody that walks into our office, pinoprocess ho yan. Now, that list, that referral list that's given to us, I'll get it from Congressman Olaso right now. We'll look into it again. I'll talk to the regional director na kausap niya, who happens to be a career social worker. Nandiyan na ho siya, matagal na. Give me the list, I'll talk to the regional director, then if he says that the list is clean and it's ready for to be paid out, kasi talagang kailangan, then we'll pay it out.
Bakit po?
Secretary, ang problema dyan, yan din ang sabi ninyo last year. Kaya si Senator Bongo nagdududa na rin eh.
Madam Chair, in the last hearing, I told the good senator, I think there's a miscommunication between his office and our office. The original list that they gave
Madam
us,
Chair.
which we can give back, is a list of LGUs, not end beneficiaries. Binalik ho namin yun at sinabi namin hindi ho itong mga beneficiaries, kundi mga local government units ho to. Kung pwede ho kami bigyan ng direct referrals.
Meron
na
ho
may
silang mga social worker naman po na mga qualified. Sabi ko lang naman sa inyo, pag qualified po yung beneficiaries, balikan nyo po. Hindi naman siguro kailangan umabot ng 1 taon para balikan po sila. Pwede naman yan 1 week. Tingnan nyo kung, alam nyo, Mr. Secretary, kung gustuhin mo talaga kaya nyo nga magtipon-tipon ng mga pagpupulong dyan, namimigay kayo ng ayuda, billion-billion in 1 week. Kaya nyo, sigurado ba kayong mga mahirap to mga to na tinatawag ninyo, billion-billion is isang sa isang lugar. Bang mga disaster, kaya niyong mag-validate ng ito, ito iba, hindi madalikan. Tinutukoy ko na maging select kayo. Ito na yung pagkakato ni Congressman Olaso, yung mga beneficiaries sa Zamboanga. At alam mo yan, kasi dati ka rin po naging kongresista. Nagkataon lang po, Mr. Secretary, nung naging congressman ka, naging mayor ka, ng Valenzuela, sa panahon ni dating Pangulong Duterte, sa panahon namin noon, ang lahat po ng mga pangangailangan ng mga mahirap niyo doon, binibigay po sa inyo. Kapag hindi kayo binibigay sa inyo, kabaliktaran po, makawa, pinagalan, pinapahirapan pa, abutan pa lang isang meron po akong next question. Kung sabi niya ito na hold, ano ba rason kung bakit hindi natuloy sa lugar niya? Meron tanong po sa inyo, Mr. Secretary. Wala ho bang nagpapahold sa inyo na ibang lugar na itong bigyan? Kasi kalaban ito ng isang politiko. Wala ho bang record lang po, nanonood po ang ating mga kababayan and grabe dito. Dito na po, wala bang nagbawal sa inyo o pigilan o nag-hold kahit kailan po sa mga nakaraang buwan na naging secretary kayo ng Department of Social Welfare and Development, wala bang nagpa-hold sa inyo na huwag mo itong bigyan, stop mo ng payout kasi nakakalaban po yan. Wala bang ganong instance, Mr. Secretary.
Madam Chair, let me reiterate.
Sagot lang, wala bang nagpahulog sa inyo kahit sila?
Department, yung sa exhaustion, hindi ko ako ang pinipingit sa mga department.
Tanong ko na,
Hindi tayo nagpapamawag sa mga pamahalan.
ilang beses wala nagpahulog sa inyo kahit kailan?
Madam Chair, wala naman yung may pondo. Tapos ng Presidente, lahat tulungan.
So wala akong pag nangangailangan bang instance o incidente na hold yung payout sa inyo dahil kalaban po ito at hindi ito kakampi.
Madam Chair, basta nangangailangan, tinulungan
Naman sagot ng categorical.
Kasi, Madam Chair, hindi ito po ibigay sa amin ang listahan ng isang stakeholder.
Ito po, Mr. Secretary, alam niyo yung totoo. At tinatago niyo yung katotohanan. Huwag na tayo mag-ikot-ikot dito. Galing rin po ako dyan sa Executive Department. Alam natin yung totoo. Huwag mo natin pagsamantalahan yung mga kababayan nating mahirap. Huwag mo natin pagsamantalahan. Huwag mo pagsamantalahan habang nandiyan kayo sa DSWD ang kailangan po ng mga kababayan nating mahirap. Pero po, ibalik niyo po sa kanila 2,000 pesos pagkakaigit pa sa kanila, pipila pa, magmamakaawa pa sa inyo para mabigay lang po. Yun naman talagang totoo. Yun naman talagang totoo. Dito lang tayo sa totoo. Hindi tayo magkakamali. Pag-ikot lang tayo sa katotohanan. Dito na. Nagkataon. Dito si Congressman Lo Olaso. Naalala ko lang yung video. Buti na lang po. Gusto niya talagang isang video sa ating chairperson na si Senator Amy. Ang kanyang hinaing. Isa lang po ito sa mga nangyayari na pagsasamantalahan po yung ating mga kababayang mahirap. Yun lang po, please. Nakikiusap lang po ako for the end time sa inyo. Punta na po, parating na po ang eleksyon. Sana po hindi po ito magamit itong mga ayuda sa politika. Kawawa naman po ang Pilipino. Sana po hindi tayo maging ayuda nation na umaasa na lang po sa ayuda para manalo po isang politiko. Sana naman po pipiliin natin sa halalan na yung talagang nagsiservisyo at totoong nagmamahal at mamalasakit sa ating kapwa Pilipino. Huwag po sana magamit ito na yan po ang mangyayari. Definitely sa susunod na buwan, ganun po ang mangyayari. Napapagsamantalahan po dahil meron may pabor at meron pong hindi nabibigyan po ng pabor. Bakit? Naka-hold yung dyan na yung tao. Mamakaawa na dyan yung video. Si Congressman Olaso na po ang nagpakita ng video.
Again, as may assurance, I'll talk to the regional director na kausap ni Congressman Olaso to thresh out the matter.
Thank you. Thank you very much. As I said earlier, this isn't the first time there have been complaints from many officers, including the OVP. Kinakailangan talaga panagutan ng DSWD kung bakit nangyayari paulit-ulit itong mga pagkakataon na ginagamit kayo na mas politiko pa kayo kesa sa politiko. Wala namang ganyan. Ang mahirap ay nangangailangan ng tulong at yan ang mandato ninyo. Hindi ang mga politiko na nanakot, naguutos, nagsasabi sa inyo ng kung ano-ano. At okay, with that, I think we wind down this hearing. Meron akong hinihingi tungkol sa food stamp. Yun na lang pala ang hindi nabanggit, nakita ko lamang. Wala pang updated report. Alam ko na may 300,000 maliit na pilot.
5,000, Madam Chair.
5,000, mas maliit pa lalo.
3,000.
3,000.
Ma'am, the report is almost ready. We'll get it from ADB and submit to the
Kung
committee.
pwede lang i-share para meron kaming masabi kasi marami pong interesado dyan sa food stamp problem. At I think Senator Go.
I move to suspend the deliberation of the DSWD budget pending the submission of the documents the Secretary committed to submit, such as the signed joint administrative order on the medical and financial assistance to indigent patients at yung iba rin pong mga beneficiaries no, na hindi pa ninyo nare-reconcile. Yun lang po.
Yes,
Madam Chair.
Keeping in mind, Senator Go and Secretary Gatchalian, that in fact, the last day for the submission of the reports is October 18 from the subcommittees to the Mother Committee. What is the timeline we had in mind for the deferral of this department's budget po?
Upon submission na pa. Upon
Yes,
compliance po.
Upon
Madam Chair.
compliance with the required submissions, we would be grateful if you could submit them as early as possible, given the short time period.
Yes, Madam Chair, we'll do as directed.
And that involves the settlement of Congressman Olaso's issue, as well as the question that was raised in Congress regarding the OVP's requests that were constantly dismissed or disregarded.
Madam Chair, for the OVP, as mentioned, we'll submit to you accordingly.
Yes, thank you very much. And with that, for the moment, pending the submission of the documents required, we shall herewith defer the budget of the DSWD. Thank you.
Chair, just a clarification.
Yes,
The point raised by our colleague Senator Go would demand documents from the SWD. Would that mean, Madam Chair, upon submission of the said documents, the budget of the DSWD would be deemed submitted to the plenary, or
what
would
is the
that entail
pleasure of
another hearing?
Senator
Yes.
Go?
Suspended lang muna. Kung mako-comply naman po nila yung lahat ng mga requirements, mabalikan nila yung dapat balikan, ay hindi na ho kailangan magkaroon pa ng panibagong hearing. Pwede na pong isumite sa plenary.
That being the case, we therefore suspend the hearing and endorse to the Mother Committee the budget of DSWD from Subcommittee I upon the submission of the documents required by Senator Go and myself. In addition, I would merely like to make an announcement. Similarly, the budgets of CDA and CCC, the Climate Change Commission, which were set for hearing tomorrow, are already deemed submitted, given that they have submitted the documents requested. So hindi na tuloy yung meeting bukas at endorse na ang budget ng CDA at ng CCC sa Mother Committee ng Subcommittee I na ito, katulad ng DSWD. So kung maaari lang, paspasan po ninyo yung pagbigay at isettle yung mga issues na nabanggit, ang Zamboanga City po, ang Surigao Sur, ang North Cotabato at ang OVP. Maraming salamat po,